Hello and welcome. Thank you for hanging out. Today I am going to feature this Stampin' Cut Emboss. It's by Stampin' Up and is it called Heirloom? Heirloom Frames 3D. I have an order. I've had quite a few orders from Etsy, from my Etsy for this. And I thought if anyone has this set that I would share how to, because it was a little tricky for me to set up. And I'm using my Sizzix Big Shot. This is how I will share it. This is the system I have. This is the system I love. So let's see here. I have the extended platform. I did take it apart on the end here because there's pieces that go on here, and you take some off when you're embossing. This flips up and it's just easier for me. I took them apart, then I could just take it off. It's just something I do. There's nothing wrong with the equipment or anything. So the heirloom frames, there is a die set, and then there's an embossing folder. There's a round and a square. In my shop, you get 6 of each. I've already cut everything out, and I got this set at a garage sale last year, and I love it. I love it. So it has this here, and then it has this here. And I have the sizes on there. It just makes it easier for me. I just assembly line cut everything out. So I've got everything all cut out. And how I cut it out, which is something I use all the time, the precision base plate. Now it is called the chrome base plate. If you go on to Sizzix.com, you can still get it. Do not cut on your instruction side. Cut on the metal side. And just put it here. Actually, let me get a piece of paper and show you how it cuts out. Like I said, I prepped, and then I was like, oh, I should show this. That way I could link it in case somebody has this set and is not sure how to. So this is just a scrap piece of paper. I usually cut it, all of my die cuts I cut down to square. It just makes it easier storing your scraps. And if you have anything left over, it just makes it easy that way. And I've got my top cutting plate. I'm just going to run it through. And I always put my dies at an angle. And what you get, like I would, if I cut this square, I would put it in the middle, and I would have a perfect square negative. So there's my scrap. So here's the frame, and it gives you the center on both of them. And what I do, this is the part I'm going to emboss. So I already have all of those, so I'm going to set this aside because I have them all cut out and ready to go. And just set that aside. So these are cut out of there, and then this you put in here, and I did mark it with a permanent marker, but it's just trial and error to line it up, and then you run it through your machine. I do save these and ship them to the customer, and what I do is I run them through my dotted, this one's by Spellbinders. I like it because it's very large. I'll put the number in the description. It's 8 3/4 by 5 3/4, so I can put quite a few in at once and just do one pass through. And I just do the little dots. That way they have a little something to use in a background for something, and otherwise it would just go in my scrap. I'd rather pass it on to the customer. So that's that. So the setup for these, it took me a bit to figure it out, trial and error. So and I've got it on the back. Most of my difficult 3D or embossing folders, I have a label on the back on setup. That way I can just grab it, because I have a lot of stuff that I emboss that's in my shop, and I don't want to have to sit and try and test it. I can just look at it and just go. So this one here is just the base platform, and that was just me trying things out. So I'm going to take the number 1 off, the number 2, and this is why I disconnected everything. There's just little screws. And then the thin die adapter. And like I said, I was just trying different ways to get this to work after I got it from the yard sale, and I figured it out. This is perfect setup. So you just need the base, this part here. If you have the thin die adapter, then I'm going to set this in and try to line it up. There's like, you can see the emboss part, and I have front on here. I do that a lot. It's just a visual for me. So I'm going to try to line this up. And then I'm going to run it through. And I have a plate that has embossing plate, and I only use this for embossing. This helps so that you have a designated one for embossing. It always stays nice and you're not searching for one. I'm going to run it through. And then you have a beautiful embossed frame. So there's the square. So I have all of these to do. And I will clean these up after I emboss them. You have the little wispies from die cutting. That's typical on every die cutting. But I always do a spot check before I mail everything out, and I just go around with my little sander and just try to knock everything off so my customer gets a clean die cut. So this is the it's oval really. So I'm just going to try to line this up. It's kind of tricky because it doesn't fit quite right. So when you see the price, I did lower it by a couple dollars. It is a several step process, and I try to be fair on my price as far as time and how long it takes me to make things. I'm just going to run that through. And there's the oval. It's beautiful. Now my customer ordered white, and there is a option where I have the personalization available where you could pick, because you get 12, you get 6 of the oval, 6 of the square. You could pick different colors. You just type it in what you want. Like I want 2 pink, 2 blue, or whatever, and just pick from my color chart selection. So there's those. Now I just added these, a mystery scrapbook. And I don't know how they're going to turn out, but if I don't like it, I'll take it off, but I think they'll be cute. Where I was able to cut out a bunch of my scrapbook paper scraps. I had some that were perfect size, and I thought this would be a great way to use them up. This one here, you just gotta play with it to try to line it up. There is that circle there. It's not totally perfect when it's embossed, but yeah. But I love the outcome. Okay. I think I'm gonna go with that one right there. So we'll see what this looks like with the scrapbook paper. And for the scrapbook paper, oh, I love it. It would just be mystery. Whatever I have available, I would just go through my scraps and do that. So I like that. Let me do one of the square ones. I'll do this blue one. This one here was really thin paper, and I just glued it to, used a glue stick and glued it to some scrap cardstock that I had. So I was using quite a bit of my scraps up. This one's a little bit easier to line up. I think this one's going to be pretty. So I'm working on an order, and I thought I would turn the camera on, that way I could link these products in case there's somebody out there that is not sure how to get a perfect emboss with these Stampin' Up products. So that turned out really cool. Yeah, it's kind of hard to see on camera, but it's beautiful. Nice embossed. You can see the back. Yeah, I think I'll like it. I think these will be a hit once they catch on. So yeah, I'll do that one. Let me do this one. I've got one that has like gold. I'll try that one too. I don't want to be on here too long, so I want to get this order packed up. Yeah, the oval one is a little bit tricky, but they're so pretty. And they're great for framing out photos or digitals. That one turned out pretty good. This one was a thin scrapbook paper as well, and I glued it to cardstock. It was just an all-over pattern. So that turned out pretty good. So I'll do this one. So I do have, I've had several questions. I have not updated my color chart to show blush on the color chart. It's at the bottom of the list. The blush is more, it's pink, but it's more of a grungy pink. I didn't even know it existed. Lorette, the Vintage Paper Girl, she asked me if I had it, and I didn't. And when I went to Michael's, I ended up getting it, and I keep it in stock for her. But it is available for whoever wants that color. So there's that one. That one turned out pretty good. So let me try this one here. This one's more of a spring pattern. It just gives a little something extra. So let's see here. Just trying to line it up. And I like labeling mine on the front where I have to pay attention because I have put it on there and embossed the wrong side. That's cute. I like it. Just adds another element. So those are that, and then the little pieces, the cutout pieces from the center, I will just run these through my dotted embossing folder. And this one here, okay, I have to take this one off. Got them all labeled. 1 and 2 shim and a top plate. So for that one I need number 1, number 2, and this is the extended platform. This is what I like to use. It gives me more workspace. So I would just, and I try to be mindful to line these up so that they're straight. I'm going to try to get some of the square ones. Line that up with the dots so the dots are not crooked. I'll just do 4 there. So 1 and 2, and then a top plate. Oh, it's okay. I did that backwards. My front is here. So yeah, it doesn't matter. So there is just the little pieces, and I will include those in the order. So I'll do a couple of these. Put that back in there. So I'm just going to try to line these up so the dots are not crooked. So these little pieces too can be used for like a backdrop of something. You could put a flower in the middle. I was keeping them for myself, but then I was collecting too many, and I said, well, now I'm going to pass them on to the customer. So that'll... Yeah, see, these are really cool to have as like a little backdrop, or you could use it in the center of here as well. So I always include those. So I'll do another of the white here. And I need to take these off. So it took me a bit to figure it out. I just kept trying things until I figured it out, which setup for this. So so far so good. This is a perfect setup for these embossing folders. They're pretty thick. It's beautiful. Love it. All right, so there's that. I'll do this green one, and then I'll let you go so I can upload my video and keep working. The sun's out today, so it's a beautiful day to be in the craft room. When hubby got home last night, we went out and before we ate dinner, because we get tired after we eat dinner, we went and planted our potatoes. I'll try to center that a little bit better. You can kind of see through there, and it's just a matter of centering it. It's not a perfect thing, but nothing is. So we got our potatoes in. We just did one row. We didn't do a lot this year. Just what we need for ourselves. That's real pretty. Just adds some texture. You still see the background color. Just adds a little bit of texture. So I really love that. So now I want to do this B one. And usually what I do, most of my customers that have ordered from me repeatedly, I know what they like and what they don't like, colors they like and that they don't like. But if I have a new customer, I always tell them, I mail samples with every order. Is there anything special you're working on, color, theme? And I always get really good feedback. And people will let me know, I don't like green, no Christmas, and I appreciate that because I don't know what you like, you know, if you're a new customer and if you don't have a channel that I watch, because I pay attention to that too. So that really helps. So then I know the stuff that I'm sending you, you will like and be able to use in your projects. This one here, I think is going to be pretty too. So that's it. I just wanted to share this setup and how it works and what you get. So you get 12, you get 6 of the oval and 6 of the square, and that's gorgeous. That turned out gorgeous. So that's a new thing, mystery scrapbook. So there you have it. All right, that's my share for today. Hope you have a good day. Enjoy the day. Take care. Bye.